we even went ahead to look at the political context as captured by the media around each case. Otherwise, you can't even identify that this is a political case. Your starting point is to identify 100 political cases. And if you don't look at the facts and the parties involved and the political discussions around it and the MPP supporting it for one party and the NDC supporting the other party, you cannot arrive at the decision that this is a political case that needs inclusion in the 100. So we did that. It is true that where the law is clear, really, you can't import politics. But the identifying thing about these cases is that there are actually cases where the law is not clear. In the clear cases, the judges are normally ineligible. In this set of cases we are analyzing, the judges are actually divided, giving evidence that the law is not clear, such that 4 people are here and 5 people are there. Okay. And when the law is not clear, that's where ideology comes in. Nana Eskebi-Asante, again, very important comments, but in our history from 1993, there's an almost equal number of judges being promoted from lower levels and being imported from outside. So that's where your theory would fall, because beginning with President Kufuor, he brought in fresh people from outside the bench onto the Supreme Court, then other presidents followed. So there's a balance between those who went up and those who came laterally. No, in fact, Databa is one of the exceptions, according to the analysis. Yes. But from your comment, what I'll add to the analysis is to disaggregate the judges who came from promotion and the judges who came from lateral and run the analysis only for them and see what it comes up. So I'll do that. The Lady Justice, it's not about the integrity of the judges. No, this is not about judicial integrity. All I'm saying is this. I took 100 political cases. I analyzed the voting patterns. The voting patterns coincided with the parties who appointed them to power. I shouldn't be answering the questions here. Someone else should be answering the questions. It is not a coincidence that this happens. To convince me that it's a coincidence, you need to give me arguments that it is a coincidence. So, for whatever it's worth, let's put this analysis in the mix and try and improve the debate around the justice system. And finally, Mr. Justice, I would never insult anyone, not to talk of judges of this. No. I cannot do that. I'm engaged in a critical analysis of our political institutions. And critical analysis always meets opposition. The first time I did a critical analysis of the police, the next morning, 8 fully armed police officers were dispatched by the IGP to come and arrest me from my office. So words are just nothing to me. It's all good that we have gotten to the point where we now oppose with just what? Words. So it's not an insult, it is just putting out analysis there from which we can improve our democracy. I've heard what the Lady Chief Justice has said, and I'm going to consider that. In fact, so far I haven't released this analysis. And when we started, I told my research assistants, when you finish, delete it from this laptop and let me keep the analysis for now till I know what I'm going to do with it. But I don't know when we are going to get to a point where I've done another research project on appointments by presidents. So I took all the ministers from 1993. All of them found their ethnic backgrounds, then cross-tabulated it with the presidents who appointed them. Again, the results are like this. But immediately I bring that thing out, there will be commotion. So the question I have for you is, what should we do with this analysis? Should we stop doing them? Should we have another way of funneling it to the public? What should we do?
You are entitled to your views, but I thought that when we meet, and this gathering is essentially justices of the Superior Court, you come, we assemble here, and you drum this into our ears, I think it is an insult of the highest order. But as judges and as academics, I think we accept it. We'll look at your entire presentation in context. Thank you very much. In the context in which we live in this country, and especially having occupied a very high political position in the country, he must be a bit cautious about the type of language and exercise he carries out, especially the last words of his presentation. The time to act is now. What does that mean? Is he inviting the public to drive us out from our offices? You know, it amounts to, it's capable of different meanings. So if you are in Legon, you can say that. But immediately you go out. And then the learned professor says the time to act is now. So let us act. And then it starts. So please, and we have had history behind us. So we must be careful what we say and do at all particular times.
Professor Raymond Atuguba, others have said whatever they have to say. One thing is that under our Constitution, a judge will be appointed during somebody's time. And that somebody, most likely, until we get an independent candidate who wins, that somebody will belong to one party or the other. After you have been appointed, it's up to any Tom, Dick, and Harry to put whatever political sprinkling they want to put on what has motivated your decision. But so long as it is in line with the law and it is sound and follows the facts, well, your view is as good as mine. But I think that, yes, you know, it's an American type of research that you have done. That's fine, but please be careful. Talking about importation, be careful what you're importing into our environment. They are used to that, we are not. We can stand here and accept what you're saying without walking out. We didn't walk out. I don't think there was a single judge who agreed with what you were saying. But we didn't walk out. Maybe you need to add a little, what the Bible says, salt to what you have presented. And make sure, because our society and the environment is completely different from the American one, which has developed its own systems. We've never had this kind of thing. People can think whatever they like, but when it receives the imprimatur of a professor, it becomes dangerous. Thank you.
I got a little worried listening to you, because to my mind, as if we were questioning the integrity of our Supreme Court judges when they sit on constitutional matters or on political cases. If you read the judgments well, it's a pity we couldn't get all the judgments you analyzed. They give reasons for the decisions they take. And when it's constitutional matters, they all write individually, and each of them will assign a reason for taking their decisions. And if we are to agree with you that because they've been appointed during a certain political era, they tend to give judgments leaning towards the party that appointed them. Then I start getting worried, because then it's going into the integrity of our judges, that our judges can bend decisions to suit governments that appointed them. And that is not it. Because when you read every judgment that they gave as Supreme Court judges, they assign reasons, and it has passed on to us at the Court of Appeal and the lower courts that we must assign a reason every time for taking that stand. So please, for academic purposes perhaps, well, you are doing your research and publishing it, but I think it should not get out there from this room, that perception. The perception to the outside Ghanaian that this is what the highest court does anytime they sit on constitutional cases and certain political cases. Please tone down your language. Let's give our Supreme Court judges the respect they deserve, and let's uphold the integrity that they have. Thank you very much.